Welcome back to this channel for practice problems for actuarial exams. My name is Krzysztof Ostaszewski. You can find information about me at smarturl.it/Jedi. My advice on how to pass actuarial exams is at smarturl.it/pass. We have some other websites with information about resources that I provide for passing actuarial exams. I direct the actuarial program at Illinois State University. You can find information about it at smarturl.it/actuary. If you would like to make a tax-deductible donation to support our students, please go to smarturl.it/help-ISU-actuary. This is a problem for today. It's exam FM problem about the role of the central bank. So in this story, the Federal Open Market Committee has decided to decrease the target level of the federal funds rate, determine the effect on the reserving and lending activity of U.S. banks. So Federal Open Market Committee is the arm of the Federal Reserve Central Bank in the U.S., and it's in charge of the open market operations. It publishes target federal funds rate. Federal funds rate is the rate at which banks borrow from each other to meet the reserve requirements for the reserves they keep with the central bank. And the Federal Reserve doesn't set the rate. It's set by the market among the banks, but they publish a target rate. Decrease in it means that there's a decrease in the cost of funds borrowed, expected decrease in the cost of funds borrowed for meeting the reserve requirements. So our choices are: A, it becomes more expensive for banks to run a shortfall in their reserve accounts. Thus, banks will be motivated to write fewer loans and the interest rates charged on these loans will decrease. B, it becomes more expensive for banks to run a shortfall in their reserve accounts. Thus, banks will be motivated to write fewer loans and the interest rates charged on these loans will increase. C, it becomes more expensive for banks to run a shortfall in the reserve accounts. Thus, banks will be motivated to write more loans and the interest rates charged on these loans will decrease. D, it becomes less expensive for banks to run a shortfall in their reserve accounts. Thus, banks will be motivated to write more loans and the interest rates charged on these loans will increase. E, it becomes less expensive for banks to run a shortfall in their reserve accounts. Thus, banks will be motivated to write more loans and the interest rates charged on these loans will decrease. So decreasing the target level of the federal funds rate means that it becomes less expensive for banks to borrow to cover a shortfall in their reserve accounts. So it is less expensive to run a shortfall in their reserve accounts. Given the lower cost of funds, banks will be motivated to write more loans, and the interest rates charged on these loans will decrease. And that's answer E. Please remember this is copyrighted material. The problem itself comes from a Society of Actuaries. The solution is mine. Good luck in your studies and good luck on the test.